Right now on Hoosier News Source, change is coming to IU's email services. Find out how students and faculty will be affected.
And one national campaign makes its way into Bloomington and IU. We have more details on how you can get involved.
And I have your Valentine's Day forecast and details on just how much rain we'll get, as well as this week's warm-up. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Carson Blackwell.
And I'm Meg O'Toole.
This week we start off our show with Sarah McCorkle live and in studio with the updates on this week's weather. Sarah?
So the biggest thing to watch out for Wednesday will be the chance of rain coming to Bloomington in the afternoon, which may affect your Valentine's Day or Hoosier basketball plans. Luckily, temperatures will be warming up. At 3 p.m., 51 degrees, 5 p.m., warming up to about 55 degrees, and 8 p.m., cooling down a little bit to 54 degrees. And this will be a nice break from the cold. However, now we have the rain to worry about, unfortunately. So now let's take a look at just how much rain we'll get this week. So rain will be persistent through Wednesday through Thursday, and you might even hear a few rumbles of thunder. As you can see, Bloomington will get about an inch of rain, so make sure you bring an umbrella to class those days. Now let's take a look at the forecast for the rest of the week. So as you can see, Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures will be warming up, but there is that chance for rain. As we head into the weekend, Friday, Saturday, temperatures are cooling down, but a little bit of sunshine will peek through. And then Monday and Tuesday, warm temperatures returning again, but the chance of rain does return. And that's all for this week's weather. It's going to be a rainy week, but at least it's starting to get a little bit warmer. Back to you guys.
Last week, a Snapchat post from a student named Hannah Huber shook the university. It is Black History Month, and Snapchat made select filters to celebrate. One of those filters said being Black in America is, with a hand holding a microphone at the bottom of the screen. Huber took a picture with that filter, along with a pregnancy test, cigarettes, condoms, a drug baggie, and a rolled up dollar bill. This picture was quickly screenshotted, retweeted, and shared all over campus. One tweet read, "As a Black student on this campus, I will not stand for my culture to be mocked, especially as we use this month to celebrate our history and accomplishments. We will not stand for blatant racism and need action to be taken." As of right now, all of Huber's social media pages have been deactivated, but the consequences for this action have not been revealed.
Tau Kappa Epsilon is suspended for 3 years following a unanimous vote by TEAC's Grand Council that took place last Thursday. The vote came after violations of international bylaws and constitution. They would not specify what the exact violations were. Members currently living in the fraternity will be given information about alternate housing soon. Tau Kappa Epsilon will reopen its doors in 2021.
The Walther Cancer Foundation gave $14 million to establish the Walther Supportive Oncology program at IU. The new program is designed to place an emphasis on aspects within IU health, ranging from physician to patient communication, symptom regulation, and research about the long-term effects of cancer on survivors. The program will partner with Indiana University Health Center and will establish 5 new faculty positions within the School of Medicine. For more information about this program, visit news.medicine.iu.edu. Last week, the UITS Support Center notified students of a major change coming to their email accounts. UITS will begin the process of discontinuing the current UMail system and upgrading to a new service called Google at IU. The new service will have a similar appearance to the current UMail system, but will have enhanced security features and updated Google applications. Student emails will no longer use the @iu@umail domain, but instead will use @iu.edu. However, emails sent to UMail accounts will be forwarded to the new system for the foreseeable future.
We fully understand that we basically have a very long tail that we may need to support in order to ensure that mail is continued to be received for those users in the long term.
UITS is asking students to agree to the terms of service for Google at IU by March 11th so they can begin upgrading accounts over spring break. For more information on Google at IU, visit uits.iu.edu/umail.
Things like a new residence hall and new volleyball and wrestling facility are on the horizon for Indiana University. The Board of Trustees approved these, as well as 5 new degrees at a recent meeting held at IUPUI. Along with some positives are also some negatives, as residence and dining rates will increase by about 2.3% in the 2018-2019 school year. The Northwest neighborhood, home to McNutt, Foster, and Briscoe dorms, will be seeing changes in the upcoming years. IU Board of Trustees have just approved a $99 million plan to build a new residence hall between the McNutt Quad. It will be on Walnut Grove between 13th and 17th Street. The project will be paid for by RPS funds and will include improvements to the McNutt dining facility.
In the next 8 weeks, IU will be participating in a friendly challenge called RecycleMania. Reporter Kendall Yankowski has the story.
For the 8th consecutive year, IU is participating in RecycleMania. It's a competition and benchmarking tool for colleges across the U.S. and Canada to promote waste reduction.
I think it's really cool that my decisions that I make during the day, like recycling, will make a big impact on the earth.
Students across campus are able to participate by simply recycling. Each year comes with new goals, but the long-term goal is to have 40% diversion by the year 2020, meaning 40% of the campus's waste is recycled.
If you recycle it, it then gets baled and sold. It does go to Indianapolis, but it becomes something else. So anything we can do to divert from the landfill, because when things go to the landfill, they're there basically forever. Recycling becomes something else.
What's so fun about this initiative is the aspect of some friendly competition against rival schools, all for a great cause.
I'm excited to partake in this challenge, and I think it'll be cool that we're going against Purdue. Hope we win.
And this year I'm convinced with food waste that we're going to beat Purdue. Sure, they beat us in basketball this year, but we can beat them in RecycleMania.
In 2016, IU had the greatest improvement of any school nationally and looks forward to seeing what more can be accomplished this year.
Anyone on IU's campus can participate in RecycleMania by simply putting a little more thought into where you put that piece of garbage. For Hoosier News Source, I'm Kendall Yankowski.
The competition wraps up on March 31st. To learn more about RecycleMania, you can check out their website at recyclemania.org.
In preparation for the Little 500 race, Indiana University will be hosting its Spring Rookie Week from February 12th to the 23rd. Rookie Week is for riders to dedicate themselves to riding for 2 weeks straight. It involves safety, learning the tactics of the race, and how to ride on the track. For those who want to watch the training, they can observe for free.
Coming up, we will tell you how the Hoosiers did in sports this week.
Plus, more on an award for journalists that lasts a lifetime, given to a former IU professor.
These stories and more coming up. Stay with us.
And it's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
As you can see behind me.
Welcome back. According to a recent January press release, former IU professor and lecturer James Alexander Tom received the 2018 Lifetime Achievement Award from the Indianapolis Library Foundation. The award recognizes authors who leave an impact on Indiana's literacy heritage and comes with a $2,000 grant from the Library Foundation.
A lot has been happening around the world this week. Hoosier News Source's Courtney Sisk has the latest lowdown.
Thanks, Carson. A tour helicopter carrying 7 people crashed Saturday in the Grand Canyon, killing 3 and injuring the remaining 4. The 4 passengers were rushed to an Arizona hospital as level 1 trauma patients with critical, life-threatening injuries. Footage of the crash shows billowing smoke and flames as responders arrived at the scene. It is unknown why the helicopter went down in the first place. The Winter Olympics officially started in Pyeongchang, South Korea. The first U.S. gold medal went to 17-year-old Red Gerard in men's slopestyle snowboarding after making a comeback from 11th place. USA's Chloe Kim also won a gold in the women's halfpipe Monday. So far, Germany is in the lead with 5 gold medals. And another crash this week took place in Moscow. An aircraft carrying 71 people went down shortly after takeoff Sunday. There were no survivors, and as you can see coming up here, very little debris is left. The debris occupies a wide radius, well over half a mile long. It is unclear if weather played a role in the crash, but the investigative committee of Russia said officials launched a criminal investigation. That's all for this week in World News. Carson, Meg, back to you.
Thanks, Courtney. Many IU sports teams were back in action this weekend. IUS TV sports reporter Joe Cantor joins us in studio with the highlights. Joe?
Thanks, Carson. Well, those Hurricane Hoosiers of the Indiana University track and field teams were in action on Friday at the Hoosier Hills Invitational. Indiana won a combined 16 events, headlined by freshman Marcus Ellington, who won the first event of the night, the mile, with a time of 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Several other Hoosiers set personal records for their indoor careers, including William Session, Anthony Bello, and Cooper Williams. From the track to the hardwood, Archie Miller's squad had Assembly Hall rocking on Friday night as they demolished Little Richie Pitino and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. The Hoosiers dominated start to finish with key performances by Juwan Morgan patrolling the paint and Devontae show me that green because he was absolute money from outside the arc. Here's Morgan. He had 19 points, 9 boards, and a block as well. Meanwhile, Devontae exercising that green light from downtown. He stops and goes 4 from 6 from the three-point line was green. 9 different Hoosiers scored as they cruised to an easy 80-56 win over Minnesota. Well, the men's basketball team is now 2 games over 500, and the women's team had won 4 in a row and sat 1 game over 500. They had to travel to enemy territory, West Lafayette, to take on Purdue last night, so let's see what happened. Tyra Buss and Amanda Cahill, their illustrious Indiana careers, they had never won in Mackey Arena, and this one would not be easy, but they willed their way to a win. 4 of Terry Morin's 5 starters played 36 minutes or more, and behind 5 steals courtesy of Tyra Buss and shutdown defense by the rest of the team, the Hoosiers secured a 52-44 victory. The win marked the Lady Hoosiers' first regular season sweep of the Boilermakers since 1985. Excited for men's basketball? Seems to be picking it up. Are you guys pumped for the next game?
Yes, I'm super excited. I actually have tickets for tomorrow night,
Ooh,
so I hope they win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, I saw them Friday and they killed it, so if they can just do the same thing, I think it'll be a good game.
Should be.
Well, thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
That's all we have for you this week. For more campus and local news, visit our website at iustv.com.
And like us on social media. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at IUSTV News.
From all of us here at IUSTV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.